G'day guys, welcome back to another episode of Level Up. We are back in the shed this afternoon for another cracking episode. And it's actually a bit chilly today, so I've got the Level Up hoodie on. So look, if you guys have not seen it yet, you've been hiding under a rock. We now have all the Level Up merch. So go to my website, dwaynepearce.com, and get on board now and support the movement to level up the construction industry by getting socks, jocks, shorts, shirts, tank tops, jumpers, you name it, hats. We've even got carpenter's pencils. So support the Level Up movement. Go and purchase your merchandise now. But today's podcast is a little bit different. I'm going to do this one because I've been getting asked by a lot of people about why I do what I do and why I put myself out there. But marketing, is this the only marketing that I do? So this podcast is going to be all about why I do what I do, and I guess how we market our businesses. Is your building business what you want it to be? Or more importantly, is your building business what you thought it would be? Look guys, if you're a builder or a partner of a builder that works in the building business, make sure you stay to the end of this video. Look, Live Life Build is changing builders' lives and the wives and partners' lives as well of building business owners. My mission is to create a new building industry, and the reason that my mission is so successful and the reason we are having so much success is because I'm the real deal. My wife and I run a very successful building business up here in Brisbane, southeast Queensland, that has allowed us to not only have a great lifestyle, but we've been able to build other businesses. My wife and I both have our dream cars. We've been able to build a portfolio of dream properties that is continuing to grow. We have multiple businesses and we live a very, very good lifestyle. We haven't been able to do that on our own. We've done that through a lot of education, a lot of training, a lot of mentoring, but most importantly, we have learnt from all of our failures over the years. So from those failures, we have developed systems and processes that the building industry simply hasn't seen before, because we live and breathe this stuff. We don't just go to work every day. I don't just put on my boots and just wish for the best, which is what most people in the construction industry do. You see, at Live Life Build, in our Elevate program, we actually have a roadmap of systems and processes that cover everything from your inquiries all the way through to managing your client, going to contract, managing the project, setting expectations and handing over the job. And not only that, we're surrounded by a group of like-minded builders and wives and partners. We're massive advocates for wives and partners in the building industry. Look, I put my hand up and say it all the time. I personally believe that the building industry would fall over if it wasn't for all the wives and partners that are sitting in the office quite often after hours when they've already done their day job or they've gone and done their career thing, and then they're sitting in the office after they've had dinner, put the kids to bed, and they're helping us blokes run our businesses. And it shouldn't be like that. So the reason I'm banging on about all this for this video is Live Life Build is holding a summit. It's a 3-day summit. It's in Melbourne. It's on the 12th, 13th and 14th of March. On the Thursday, it is completely wives and partners only. We've got an incredible guest speaker coming to facilitate the day, and we're going to be talking a lot about imposter syndrome, building confidence. We're going to have some panel discussions from leading females that are smashing it out and running construction businesses. So it's an incredible opportunity for wives and partners that run building businesses to come and hang out together in the same room, and you'll see that you're not on your own. There's plenty of you out there, and you'll see how Live Life Build supports wives and partners in the building industry. And then on the Friday, incredible day, we're going to be covering everything from start to finish. So from getting your inquiries, managing your inquiries, doing your quoting and estimating. We're going to have Hayden there from Price to Plan. We've got the guys from Wonder Build coming along to talk about scheduling and managing your projects. And then I'll be doing some presentations on how powerful your proposals are and how you use your proposals to set expectations, manage your clients and run incredible projects. I actually call them dream projects. And then on the Saturday, we're taking it up a notch and we're going next level. So we'll be doing a lot of personal development stuff. We've got some incredible guest speakers. So not only if you come to this 3-day summit, will you learn how to run an incredible business, you're going to learn how to have an incredible lifestyle, because my big thing is, if you're not right, nothing around you is right. So it doesn't matter how much coaching and mentor you get, what documents, what templates you have, if you're not surrounded by the right people, if you're not in the right headspace and the right mindset, then none of that other stuff matters. So guys, don't miss out. I want to see all of you at our March summer summit that we can continue to create a new building industry and help improve the lives of builders, wives, partners, and everybody involved. Look forward to seeing you there. Look, I'm definitely no expert when it comes to marketing. I butt heads with a lot of people all the time about this, and I'm just going to be brutally honest with you today, I guess, and just tell you how it is. So, look, we don't spend any money on marketing. Some people butt heads me a little bit on this and say, oh, well, look, you've got Shay doing your podcast and doing some videoing of your projects and stuff. So, yes, look, that is a marketing cost. But when I say we don't spend any money on marketing, we do not promote anything. In fact, the first time, or the only time we have promoted anything has just been recently with my Level Up Experience event. We did spend, off the top of my head, about $900 on paid ads just to promote the Level Up Experience event. But we do not do, in my Level Up, in my personal brand, in my building business, DPS Constructions, and our software business, we do not spend a cent on boosting ads, promoting ads, any social media campaigns or marketing. In fact, we don't even do any Google ads. And the reason I want to be honest and talk about all this is because I hear so many stories from tradies and builders and people in the building industry that are spending thousands and thousands of dollars a month on Google AdWords and boosting posts and all those types of things. And look, one of my other businesses, Live Like Build, which I have a business partner with, we do spend money in that business boosting ads. Each time we have a launch, or we've got a special deal going on, we do spend some money in that business, but that's a bit of a different kettle of fish. So I just want to talk to you as a builder, as a tradie, to other builders and tradies about how you can make a significant difference to your bottom line by simply just taking advantage of what you can do for free on social media, Instagram and Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, those types of things, because they are incredibly powerful tools that get you in front of an audience that ultimately follows you, comments, likes, all those types of things, because they resonate with you. And so I guess to talk you through it right from the beginning, I hated social media. All my mates were on it. My wife was on it for years. They set me up a page, and I couldn't stand it. I just couldn't see the point of just sitting on your phone. And to me, I'm a face-to-face person, and I think most people in the building industry are. I don't I'm not a big fan of text messaging. I'm not a big fan of communicating via all these different types of apps, WhatsApp and all those types of things. Not even a huge fan of emails, except for when it comes to business. I'm a real pick up the phone, have a conversation, or catch up for lunch, or go out to dinner and actually connect with people. So, and that's all I thought social media was really for in the beginning. I thought it was people lost all their personal connection, and I do definitely feel that now as well. But that was the reason why I avoided it for a very long time, because I didn't want to get sucked into just sitting there wasting time and communicating that way. And look, to be honest, I couldn't give a shit about other people's lives. I don't particularly want to see people what they've eaten for breakfast, what they've had for lunch, where they've been for dinner that night, all that sort of thing. I see the value in social media when it comes to family and friends that you're not connecting with on a regular basis. It's a really good way to stay in contact and just see what's going on. But seriously, on a day-to-day basis, it drives me nuts that people get sucked into just I guess not living their own life and relying on what they see a lot of other people doing. But it took a long time for me to I guess, even pay any attention to it. And it was only because we employed a lady in our building business to help out with some marketing. I'm going to say about 10 years ago, 9 or 10 years ago. And so basically, I started doing some videos on my job sites and tagging some photos, and then I would give them to her, and then she would post them. And the videos started to gain a bit of traction, and she kept saying to me, like, you need to be doing this, like, you need to be doing it in real time, like when you're out on the job site and something's happening that's interesting, or that you think people will pay attention to, or you think you're going to add value to people, like you should do it then and there. And look, I started doing a few little videos here and there, and I guess that's where it come from. It just grew and grew, and I actually developed a real passion for educating people through my own experience and what was actually really happening on my job sites on a day-to-day basis. And at this similar sort of time, I guess around that 10 odd years ago, was when I was really getting into watching a lot of Matt Risinger on YouTube. And so I thought, man, I'm going to be like the Aussie version of this guy. Like, I'm going to start showing people around, doing site tours of my jobs and explaining things to them. And so that's what I did. And it took a huge amount of courage for me to put myself out there, because like I say all the time in this podcast, I am the shy guy that's in the corner, keeps to myself, and really only associates with people I know quite well and I feel comfortable with. But when it comes to building, like, I am incredibly passionate about what I do and how I do things, and probably more passionate about continual learning and improving, and I guess gaining knowledge, gaining experience. And so I've almost become a bit addicted to it now. Like, I absolutely love being able to take photos, but more importantly, do videos of what I do, because of the feedback I get and how it inspires other people. So the main reason I wanted to do this podcast today is because, like I said, people are reaching out to me and asking me lots of questions about it. But I wanted to give you a little bit of a backstory to how this all started as well, because I want you to feel comfortable putting yourself out there. Because, like I said, Instagram and Facebook are free. And I personally believe they are two of the most powerful tools that you can have in your business these days. And look, you don't have to have thousands of followers. Like, everyone gets so caught up in the number of followers they have. And I feel like a lot of people don't put themselves out there, or don't do the videos, don't do the posts, because they feel that they don't have enough. They might only have a couple of hundred followers, or maybe even a couple of thousand followers. It does not matter how many followers you have, because believe me, I've seen the impact that it has now by not having a lot of followers. Like, we were making quite substantial money out of our social media before we even had 4,000 followers. So you do not need a huge following for social media to make a big impact to your business and to your bottom line. And so stop thinking about how many followers you have, and stop thinking about who's watching, and just start doing it. And one thing I really want to get across is, you just believe in yourself, believe in what you do. I know so many incredible tradies and incredible builders that are craftsmen. Like, they have so much to offer. And I honestly believe that, like, if there's not more of us out there putting out quality information, because let's face it, like, I see so much shit on social media. I see so many posts from like carpenters and plumbers and like so many different people on social media that have tens of thousands of followers, and they're doing disgusting work that's not even to Australian standard, that's not to building code, and yet they get all these likes and all these followers, and it absolutely annoys the shit out of me. So I'm here to promote tradies and builders that are actually doing quality work, that know the rules and regulations, that are building to code, and we need to start promoting our work more. But reality is, I've come to realize this, that most people that do a great job are quiet and keep to themselves, and they don't like self promotion, and they don't want to have their face on camera all the time and all those types of things. And they're very humble people, which I really like, admire and appreciate. So that's okay, but we do have to start putting ourselves out there if we want to keep improving, like keep this movement growing to improve the industry. Then we've got to put ourselves out there. And like I know so many, like I said, I know so many great tradies and builders that, like, I just try and encourage so much to put themselves out there because they have so much to offer. And with everyone spending the amount of time that we spend these days on social media, I think it's really important that we are getting quality information out there. Like, I get some of my biggest learnings these days from social media. I don't get caught up in all the bullshit that's on there. And to be honest, I take very little, like, I actually don't even follow family and friends and things. I very rarely see what they're doing. I get a lot out of social media from very motivational people and people that I'd aspire to be like, or I follow a lot of business channels. So it can be very powerful for that as well. But to get back to what this podcast was about, like, don't get caught up in, I guess, not believing in yourself or thinking that you haven't got something to offer, because reality is you don't need to connect with thousands of followers. Like, I see so many builders and tradies that, like, tradies are a little bit different. Like, so most tradies, you might work for, like, you might need a different client every single day. So tradies are a little bit different. You probably need a few more followers in your area to keep your business steady. Whereas if you're a builder, a small building business, you might only do, like, I guess it depends. If you do decks and patios and kitchen renovations, you might need, let's say, 10 to 30 clients a year. If you do renovations and extensions or new builds, but you're a small business, you actually might only need 2 to 5 clients per year. So why worry about having thousands of followers if those followers aren't connecting to you for a reason? So one thing that I've always been with my socials, and like I said at the beginning, like, I'm not interested in paying money to increase the number of followers I get, to increase the comments I get, the likes and all those types of things. For me, social media is purely about creating an organic audience that believes in the information and the content that I'm putting out there. And I want to talk to you a little bit about the power of that. So, and I can do this across all of my businesses. So when it comes to my personal brand, by me being genuine, just holding my phone, recording videos, expressing my opinions, my feelings, and talking about whether it's a daily, like occasionally I do what I call daily diary updates, where I just talk about what I've done for the day. I might talk about something that's happened on one of my job sites or something that's going on in one of my businesses. I might give a few tips and hints on things that will improve your life or your business. Like, by me just putting that stuff out there, I'm resonating with people that are connecting to me. So whether it's my voice, whether it's the stories I'm telling, whether it's like it's my sense of humor or whatever it may be. Like, the thing is, when you put video out there, people really do get to know you. They get to understand your, like, how you react to things and why you say things and your emotions and your feelings and all those types of things. And so when you put that out there, you're connecting with people on a personal level. And it's incredibly powerful, especially when you start to tell your own story and express what happens in your life. And so the power is, like, I do call this where the magic happens. When you do this, especially if you be vulnerable, like, I think that's why I connect with so many people on my social media, because people know that I just tell it how it is. There's no bullshit. I'm the real deal. There's no hype. There's no bullshit. There's no smoke and mirrors. Like, exactly how I talk on my podcast is how I talk if I was to meet you at the pub or at a function or sit around a campfire and have a few beers with you. Like this is me. And so when you can do that and you can connect with people on that level, like honestly, I've got people that have listened to me for the last couple of years on the podcast, and whether I run into them at a building function or they reach out to me on Instagram or whatever, it's like we've been best mates forever because there's that personal connection there because of what I put out there. And so when you get that personal connection, that's where it can flow through to help your lifestyle and your business because of how honest I am and how open I am and how I express myself and I tell my opinions, that filters through to all my businesses. So through my personal brand and from me doing this podcast and putting a lot of stuff out there on my social media, mainly on Instagram, we get a lot of business to Live Life Build. My building business picks up quite a few clients, and our software building business picks up clients. And now that we've got all the level up merchandise and the level up movement is really gaining traction, it's helping people buy my merchandise as well. So, which I really appreciate for everyone that's listening to the podcast. Like, it's awesome. When it comes to my building business, it's the same deal. So, like I said at the beginning, like we've never spent a cent. My building business has never ever spent a cent on Google AdWords or promoting, boosting ads. Actually, I'll put my hand up. I've lied there. So we do boost ads occasionally when we're looking for carpenters. Occasionally when we put ads out for a carpenter, we might spend, like honestly, I think a couple of times we've spent like 90 or $100. I think there was one time where we spent $200. So that's the only time we put money behind anything in my building business. But the sorry, I'm a bit sniffly today. I bloody went down to Sydney last week to speak at a Master Builders event, and as usual, when I go on a plane, I bring something back with me. But with the building business, again, because I'm just being real. I get on there. I do a lot of videos on my job sites. I talk about specific things, whether it's stormwater drain or whether it's a retaining wall, waterproofing, backfilling, framing, tie down. Like I do a lot of videos on specific areas or topics or products we're using. And I also do a lot of job updates. So I'll do a quick walk around the job. I'll talk about materials we're using, why we're doing things. And I also talk about my team a lot because let's face it, my businesses can't operate without my team. So, but by me doing that and just talking about that and being open and honest and vulnerable, our building business gets 80 to 90% of its business now through our social media. And people say to me all the time, aren't you worried that people will see you on your building business and then they'll find your personal page and then they'll see that you've got multiple businesses and they'll see that you're making money and they'll see that you do this and do that. And it's like, I don't care. Like if there's people that are following me that change their opinion of me because of what I have or what I've done or what I've got, like I don't want anything to do with them because they're the wrong type of client anyway. So, but it goes completely the other way. And we've had multiple clients now that have gone through our inquiry process. They've fulfilled all our obligations. They've made it to the point where my wife organises a meeting with me. And I've rocked up to the meeting with my iPad and having the conversation and running through, like starting to talk about our systems and processes. And honestly, I've had dozens of clients now over the last 3 to 5 years that have basically given me a pat on the back and said, "Hey, Dwayne, look, you don't need to do your sales pitch, mate. Like we've followed you on your social media feed. Like I've had people tell me they followed me for 6 months. I've had people tell me they followed us for 5 years on social media, and they know our quality, they know what we stand for, they know my opinion, they've seen our business grow, they've seen us get more focused on different types of things, and they just want to build with us. Like we've already got that personal connection. So, and honestly, guys and girls listening to this podcast, it does not matter what business you're in. If you're not attracting clients through a personal connection, then you're working with the wrong people. Because if you're not connected on a personal level, those clients are always going to be difficult. You're always going to butt heads about something. Um, when you get that personal connection, it takes your business to a whole new level. It takes your profitability to a whole new level. But most importantly, they treat you as a professional. You get respected, you get trusted. Like, trust is something that is really, really lost in the building industry. Like, so many people think that builders and tradies are going to rip them off, they're not going to do the job properly. So when you can build trust through putting yourself out there on social media, it is incredibly powerful to every aspect of your life and your business. All right, guys, I want to introduce you to a really exciting new product that I believe is going to play a massive role in Australia building healthier homes. As you all know, I am extremely passionate about healthy homes, and I'm doing a lot of research and putting a lot of time and effort into making sure my construction business is leading the way when it comes to building healthy homes here in Australia. We've teamed up with the guys from Highwood Timber. Highwood Timber are pioneering condensation management with their high-flow ventilated LVL batten system. High-flow battens give builders a stronger, straighter and smarter way to create a ventilated cavity behind cladding and underneath roofs, without compromising on structural performance. While tackling condensation to improve building health and ease of installation, Highwood battens are built to perform. When it comes to dealing with condensation and ventilation, high-flow battens will help you create continuous ventilated cavities behind all your cladding and underneath your roof sheeting. They reduce condensation risk and support healthier, longer-lasting buildings. Highwood timber battens are also in alignment with the proposed NCC condensation management requirements, as well as passive house ventilation requirements. Being an engineered LVL product, they are stronger, straighter, and more dimensionally stable than a solid material such as pine. This helps resist warping, twisting, and shrinkage, ensuring more consistent installs, less prone to splitting than solid timber. Highwood timber battens are precisely manufactured, meaning that your installation will be faster and easier than other products on the market. The part that I like the most about these battens are they are H3 treated for long-term protection against decay and termites. They use a waterborne H3 treatment which reduces reactivity with membranes and adhesives when compared to LOSP. These are the exact battens that you want to be using on your homes and your builds if you are considering building healthier homes or passive homes. Check them out, Highwood Timber Products. And ultimately, that is what you want your clients to be attracted to you for. You want clients that believe in you, that trust you, that value your opinion, because, like I said, it's powerful stuff. Look, when it comes to our software business, Quoties, I need to do more on that Instagram page. But even with the little bit of stuff that I put on that Instagram page, a lot of people that are following one of my pages follow all of my pages, and it's that cross-pollination. So even though our software Quoties hasn't got a lot of followers, we've got a heap of users because people follow my building business, and more importantly, they follow my personal page and they hear me talking about Quoties all the time. So I think social media, when used in the right way, and when I say right way, I guess it's just using it to put your story out there, because ultimately that's all it is. Like, that's what I'm doing anyway. Like, I'm just putting stories out there, and I'm connecting with people that are interested in those stories. And to be honest, that's the only people I need to connect with. I'm not interested in having tens of thousands of followers or hundreds of thousands of followers. I'm sure it will grow over time, and more people will come, and that's awesome. That's great. But all my businesses are thriving based on the followers that I currently have, and that's why I wanted to do this podcast, because to let all you guys and girls know, like, you don't need a big following to be successful. And I do think the followers is what holds a lot of people back, but you've got to remember, like, a lot of people on social media are paying a shit ton of money to get themselves in front of more people. Um, and that could be for multiple different reasons, but it really depends on the size of your business. And look, I have no doubt that in the future, we will probably engage with a company, or we'll start to look at marketing campaigns and getting in front of more people, because I I've been working on a lot of my business plans and my goals, and I've got some pretty enormous plans to grow, especially my personal brand Level Up. I really want to ramp that up, and we will look at doing some things, but you don't have to be doing that. And I really, really want to encourage people that are listening to put yourself out there. Um, like I heard it said maybe 4 or 5 years ago, when I did a lot of coaching with Grant Cardone. I bought some of his coaching programs when I was over in the States. My wife and I went to his 10X Growth Conference, the best thing I've ever been to in my life. And at that event, they just kept talking about stages. Like you've got to put yourself on stages. And it didn't really hit me at the time, but thinking back to that now, like that's exactly what I've done. Like I've put myself out there across all my businesses on social media. We've got the podcast now. We do YouTube. So we all have access now to all of these stages that we can get ourselves on, which puts us in front of more people. And I think it's really, really important to, I guess, make it a priority to get yourself on some of those stages. I do hear a lot of people say that they don't have enough time to do social media. They don't have enough time to be doing videos and editing and all those types of things. Look, we've got Shay, helps with the podcast, and every now and then I'll take some footage on jobs and things. I'll flick it to Shay and he'll do some editing and stuff with it. But I still do a lot of the videoing on my personal page and the building page, just simply with me walking around the site, holding my phone up, and then literally just jump in Instagram and post it, caption it, and write a little spiel underneath it. Like, it doesn't take a lot of time. And the other thing you can do is I call it building libraries. Like, every time you're on site, like, I know there's a lot of times when you're on site and you'll see something really cool, or you'll do a video but you won't have time to post it. But that's fine. Like, take the photo, take the video, and then build a library up. Like, just keep them in your phone, and then on a Saturday morning or a Sunday morning or whenever it is, like whenever you've got a bit of time, do a post or schedule some posts, so that consistency is the other key with this. Like, you can't just be posting once a week, once a fortnight, once a month. Ideally you need to be posting something every single day. So whether it's a story, whether it's a reel, whether it's a post, like, try and get it to the point where you're doing at least one form of posting every single day, because the more consistent you are, the more you're going to show up in front of people. And then again, look, I'm no expert in all this, but just doing simple little things, like when you do a post, come up with some hashtags, like hashtag your business, hashtag builder or tradie or plumber, whatever it is you are. Hashtag the street that the job's in, or the suburb the job's in. There's so many little things that you can do that will increase your reach to different people. And I really do think there's a lot of power in hashtagging your street, your suburb, your location, and also coming up with names for your projects or your jobs, because that, I guess, just helps with the algorithms and things. And I know myself, a lot of clients have told me over the past sort of 3 or 4 years that ones that haven't, I guess, heard of us or been referred to us, have found us because they've typed in hashtag whatever, like we're here in Brisbane, like hashtag Camp Hill or hashtag Manly, and we come up. So I highly recommend that that's something you do, because these days, let's face it, everybody is on social media, especially Instagram. And if they're hashtagging and searching for a location, an area, a street, a builder, you will come up. Like, if you've been putting those hashtags on your posts, you will come up and when they're scrolling through, if what you've posted or what you've taken a video of catches their eye, they will start following you. And the thing is, people will start following you well before they are looking for a builder or a tradie. Because reality is, if you're posting good content, you're educating people, you're giving advice, people will start following you. And they might, like I said before, they might follow you for 6 months, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. But if you're constantly putting out good content, you're constantly adding value. Like that's the big thing. You've got to add value to the people that are following you. You are going to be in their front of mind, and they will be thinking, "Oh shit, I'm going to contact." Like if ever my tap leaks, I'm contacting this plumber. Like every time I see him do a post, like he adds so much value. Or shit, when I need a deck built, I'm going to contact these guys. Like man, like check this out. Look at what they're doing. Or oh man, like when I save enough money, when I can build a new home, when I can do a renovation, I am contacting these guys, and they'll be keeping an eye on you for a very long time. So I guess on that point, make sure you always like try to if you're doing videos or even if you're doing a post, but always finish with a CTA, a call to action. So if you're doing a video, like quite often when I wrap my videos up, I'll say, look guys, so if you're in Southeast Queensland or if you're in Brisbane and you're thinking about building or renovating, make sure you get in contact with DPS Constructions. And I'll just plant that seed. Like make sure they know that we're out there, and if they've ever got any questions or they want to reach out for advice, and we're here to help them out. So always try and finish with a call to action, because that'll again, I call it planting seeds. The more seeds that you can plant for people, the more they're going to be keeping you on their radar. And when they're ready to do that task or that bit of job or repair, or they're ready to build or renovate, they're going to contact you. So guys, look, I'm no marketing or media expert by no means, but I can honestly sit here and tell you, by me putting my mug on social media over the past, it's probably been 6 or 7 years, it has been incredibly powerful and incredibly valuable to all of my businesses. So I cannot recommend enough that you get off your ass, you stop making excuses, and you start putting yourself out there on social media. It's free. Like seriously, what else do you get in this world these days that is free, that can make a massive impact on your life, on your finances, on your business, on your family? So take advantage of it. Get involved with it. Stop making excuses. And just look, if you're in a position where you really want to do this, you need to do something, but you're nervous, you're anxious, you're worried about putting yourself out there, just start recording videos and don't post them. Like just get used to recording, listening to your voice. I still fucking hate my voice. Like even now sitting here recording this podcast, I cannot stand my own voice, but I'm over it now. It doesn't worry me. I get on here, I do my podcast, I do my socials. It is what it is. So stop making excuses, get off your ass, and take advantage of this incredibly free tools that we have access to: Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. And believe me, show up consistently. Do at least one post a day on one platform, and I guarantee you will start to see some results. So look guys, as always, if you've got any questions, you want to know more, make sure you reach out to us. We're always here to help. No question is a silly question. And look, I hope this podcast is helping you take your business to the next level. As always, go subscribe, like, share, all those things, and we'll see you on the next episode. Cheers, guys.